All right, guys, welcome back. It's the second of the two semifinal matches in the SHI tournament. It is Coach Crab versus JSR. They are readied up, and we're going to go on in a few seconds here. I'll get you some game audio and all that. How's everyone doing tonight? Winner of this match goes on to play the other guy that won, and that would be Link Sevens. So we're on the way. I had to refresh them really quick, and we should be good to go and give you some game audio. So Coach Crab is the favorite to win this race. JSR 2 gamers basically backed into the playoffs. He had a bad race against Link Sevens. Everything went wrong early on. He skated by, didn't skate by, but he was fortunate to be experienced enough to know that you had to actually finish the race against Armageddon time, including the done in IRC. And by virtue of that race, he did make this semifinal. But JSR is a very good speedrunner, very quick to learn games, so he should give Coach a run for his money. And as you can see here, he is out in front a little bit. And that is if they are synced up. Let me just give a quick look at their timers and make sure that everything is on the level. Now, JSR's timer is a little bit ahead, so I'm going to pause him. We'll just assume that they did, in fact, hit the timers at the same time. This is more up to snuff with their timers, so... Again, the timers are not official on their site. What is official is SRL time. Fastest one to complete the game and hit done will win the match. You can see Coach Crab tried for the wall glitch there, the wall skip. He was not successful. He's going to grab that courtesy heart. JSR opts to go without it, and in virtue of trying the wall skip and grabbing the heart, Coach is behind a little bit. JSR is running into the boss room now of Stage 1. Dr. Gene Splicer. Standard Nintendo video game, I guess, format here. Bounce on the dude's head 3 times in a row. And we have simultaneous Dr. Gene Splicer kills. JSR has the visual lead by a few frames, though. And I will mention that Coach Crab did go 3-0 in the group stage. He defeated Bent Glass Tube, Nearm, and Rez. Rez forfeited the race after Coach Crab put up a 15:42. BGT forfeited the race after Coach Crab put up a 15:07. And Nearm lost to Coach Crab. Coach Crab putting up a sub-15 time, 14:56, which I believe is the current fastest time of the tournament and, in fact, the fastest time posted thus far for the game on SRL. We're going to look that up right now as both players go on to stage 2-2 here, the water stage. Coach looks like he's grabbed a little bit of a lead. Yeah, 14:56, Link Sevens 15:18, Buzz Thunder 15:20. And then you have to jump up a full minute for D-Pad Danny at 16:10 and FAP at 16:48. D-Pad Danny and FAP are racing on Friday night. That is to determine who gets some extra, who gets the nomination, game nomination, automatic for next season's tournament. And again, the winner of this will take on Link Sevens sometime next week for the championship title. So we got the stage 2-2 Elmira screen. If Elmira touches you, you go back to the first stage of the world. It's not fun. But yeah, Coach is now in the lead a little bit. JSR is keeping great pace, though. JSR in the tournament, he did go 2-1. He lost to Link Sevens. He beat Buzz Thunder with a 18-minute and 22-second time. And he beat Armageddon time by 1 second in that, the fiasco, the timer fiasco, timer gate. We'll call it Canadian gate. The Coach Crab is flying through this level. JSR is a little bit behind now. Takes a little hit there. He could get a... Nope, he's 1 level down. Sorry, my mistake. But we're on the pirate now, the boss of World 2. Captain Hook, PD the pirate. Three stops ahead, and there you go. See if JSR can do the same thing. JSR does not have a safety heart, and you can see what happens there. He gets right into the side of the hitbox, or the detection. And there's your the game is punishing moment of the day, brought to you by Aflac. And there it is. And it, like Buzz Thunder says, it snowballs. As soon as you make one mistake, you make several mistakes. And JSR is paying the price here. It's going to need Coach Crab to do similar to hope to catch up. I'm very fortunate he did not take another death there. He got a little bit on the side of that pirate. Hitbox detection is very particular, very accurate in this game. You have to land directly on the head. Sometimes you can't even approach it from the side just a little bit. It gives you no benefit of the doubt. Coach Crab gets squirreled. Loses his safety heart. JSR picks up a safety heart there. JSR will be making his way back to the pirate, taking a little bit slower in this section. Making sure he makes the jumps, making sure he doesn't jump into the spikes. Really wants this heart going into this pirate fight. Don't blame him. As Coach cruises along, Coach loves this furball strats, where he can just cheese most of the level with no skill, as little skill as possible. That's how Coach Crab plays video games. And down goes the pirate for JSR. He's going to be two sections, 2 levels away. As Nebraska is serving 5-1, leading 2-1 over Florida in the Women's Volleyball Championship game. Nice dig by number 22 in Florida. Big spike, but it goes out of bounds. Nebraska takes the point up to 6-1. Oh, JSR. Multiple of 11 carats leaving the stage. He's got to fight Duck Vader, or more importantly, he's just going to go die. And he had the safety heart as well. That's unfortunate. He just got ducked Vader. Can we come up with a good... I know it's the end of the tournament, but can we come up with a good like pun or description for that happening? It happens when you have a multiple of 11 carats leaving stage. I think it's 2 and 4. Coach grabs that safety heart. And he's going to move on to the boss of World 3, Fido. Oh, he gets hit. He right through the boss's iframes. As the boss's iframes wore off, took the hit, but nonetheless had the safety heart and was able to get the 3rd hit. Nebraska's on a 4-0 scoring run right now, serving 8-1. Ladies and gentlemen, 100% no up and A world record holder Unos is in chat. Twitch.tv/UnosXX. It's another point by Nebraska. They're on a roll right now, losing the last set, but winning the first 2. Now they're up 9-1 as we pan to the crowd with a bunch of corn husks on their head. So Coach takes this part very slowly. JSR takes a death there. Doesn't want to get... Has the safety heart, just doesn't want to get hit, doesn't want to fall. Just nice and slow and clearing stage 4-1. JSR gets to last section here. And we're in the door. And we're at the next last section. There's a couple last sections in this section. I never got this far, so I don't know. Coach is waiting for the door to open in the Elmira screen. Safety heart for JSR. Going into the boss fight here. Coach is going to cheese this level, climbing all the walls he can. Just running up it now. It's just 0 skill right there. We saw some skill on JSR's side, though, with that boss kill. Coach did have a nice little boosted jump there to reach even higher heights. He already has the safety heart. Doesn't need to climb further to get that. We see JSR in World 4. And Coach Crab is ending World 4 now. JSR already takes a little bit of a hit. Gets another heart, though, and he's good to go. Ryder defeated Wagner 90-84 in overtime in men's college basketball. I dated a girl from Wagner once before. She was psycho. Campus is a rat hole. And Coach Crab defeats the boss. So World 4, he'll be moving on to World 5. World 5 is shorter than all the other worlds. It is just 3 screens long. You have to collect 5 total keys to end the stage. JSR is wrapping up 3-2 here. 4-2, actually. Coach Crab takes a leap of faith. Goes down to his death. He's going to have to do a couple more of these for JSR to catch up. Let's see if he can accommodate. He went for the long jump there, but he actually adjusted midair and righted the ship. Gets a little bit of a couple slides in there to go a little bit faster, keep momentum. Gets to the door. Will Nebraska ever put number 43 in the game? That's what we're all waiting to find out. JSR almost near the top. Takes a death. Coach Crab is at the 3rd stage of World 5. Wacky Land. Florida's making a little bit of a run here. One more lemming for Coach. Just kidding, he died. And he's back at the 1st stage. I was watching volleyball, my bad. JSR almost runs into the same enemy again. But he arrives at the door. Coach is back on the 3rd stage of World 5. Let's see what happens here this time. Bounces off the eggplant. And he's going to pick up his last lemming and complete World 5. JSR showing everybody that in fact, the main monkey does not do any damage. The volleyball game is on ESPN2. But I am restreaming it as well. So, Coach Crab clears Wacky Land. JSR clears World 4. And this is the last stage for Coach Crab. There's no checkpoints in Stage 6. Even though there are several screens involved. You die on any of them, you get sent right back to the beginning. See Coach grabbing the safety heart. He's going to be moving on to the next section. JSR does the turnabout. He gets turned right into Plucky Duck. He's going to pick up some more lemmings. Game's a little bit closer than you would think. As Coach takes the hit there. Coach takes one unfortunate death here. And it starts to be anybody's game. As Coach is in the JSR is in the last section. Coach Crab cannot get hit one time. Or we might flip-flop a lead here. Let's see how he does in the final fight. He gets one hit on Max, or Monty. Just narrowly misses getting hit there. And there's the third hit, and Coach Crab is done. Just like that, a little bit of a scare near the end. JSR kept it very close. Coach Crab gets hit there by Monty. And Coach Crab only has a little bit of a lead going back into Stage 6 after his death, and he respawns. But nevertheless, Coach Crab wins 15-22. Looks like JSR is going to finish it up. We'll see if Coach is able to work Discord today. So JSR took Plucky instead of Furball. I do not believe I've seen anybody do that. And Coach Crab, congratulations, man.
Hello?
Hello.
Yep, looks like I cannot hear you again, unfortunately. Probably won't be able to do a post-game interview, unfortunately. Maybe I'll just come into your chat instead, Larry.
All right, that sounds good. And we're going to go ahead and mute him so he doesn't say anything else if he can't hear us. But nevertheless, congratulations to Coach Crab for defeating JSR. That's the most polite way anybody's ever told me they don't want to talk to me. And I respect him for that. He wins some internet points. Look at JSR displaying that you don't have to just be a one-dimensional player to play this game. You can actually finish Stage 6 with Plucky Duck. So he gets one hit. He does have the safety heart there. And he does get the second hit with the use of the wings. He could not have done that with Furball. Gets hit by the coin, though. And jumps right into the bottom of Max. What's his name? Monty Max? Is it Monty Max? He's going to have to try it again. It's a pretty good strategy. It's tough to get there with the duck when you can just virtually walk up the wall with Furball. But at the same time, having Plucky Duck's hover makes for a better fight. Oh, what a dig and a score by Nebraska. They're leading this set 16-10. Look at that. He's just freaking going prone right there. He's camping. He must have played Call of Duty back in the day. Oh, he gets nailed by the dog that's actually in the manual as a boss. That only shows up for a total of 6 seconds in the game. Coach Crab, thanks for joining chat, man. How you doing? Why don't you take us through the run there in 140 characters or less? We can give you audio back on JSR before he's done. It's that coin coming down gets him. I do, honestly, this is not sarcastic. I really do like watching JSR do this as Plucky Duck. But that is it for JSR. He is forfeited out of the race. And Coach Crab, why don't you in chat? Why don't you tell us about how you feel facing Link Sevens as two people from the original seasons, maybe even two seasons. You guys were in the final. Is that correct? I know it's multiple trips for both of you guys. Hey JSR, what's going on, man?
There we go. I had push to talk on. Sorry about that, Larry.
No, it's all right. I actually had mute on one time when I was doing commentary with Justin, and he couldn't hear me in chat, and he was restarting. I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, my settings are fine. It's yours. And then, like, 2 seconds later, I look at my microphone, and I flipped it off. I'm like, whoops. I just casually turned it back on. I'm like, can you hear me? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. You fixed it.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Well, let's not talk about this game. Let's talk about Link to the Past Randomizer, where you're in the Final Four.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, why don't you talk a little bit about that? Promote that tournament for yourself.
Well, I got extremely lucky. And to be honest, I got lucky in this tournament too. Coach is a beast, and I've been putting a lot of work in on the Link to the Past, and it shows. I did not put nearly as much work into Tiny Toons because this game can do a Highlander and dive into a pool of lava for all I'm concerned. But
wow, they hate on the Canadians, and this tournament is real.
You know what, though? I mean, it's a lot of people hate on this game. I do not like this game one bit, but there's a little bit of a almost, and I stress almost. I want you to understand I do not think this game is fun, but it's almost fun. Almost. It's just so unfair.
I talked to Buzz earlier about this in the other race, the one that Link Sevens beat Armageddon, whoever he played. And don't think it matters. Buzz, BGT, he played, yeah. Where I'm like, you know, like I'm Buzz. I'm thinking about it, Buzz, and not you. I'm talking to Buzz, like as I'm giving you a little bit of a flashback. I'm not calling you Buzz. Okay, yeah. So I'm like, Buzz, this game is actually, it's not like the controls work. The controls are fine. The hitboxes are a little bit horrible, and I don't think you see enough of the screen. But if you can take those little nuances and improve on them, this game might have been like one of the best Nintendo games of all time.
It definitely could be a good game. Yeah, the hitboxes are so unfair as far as when you hit the enemy, even remotely not on top of them, you take a hit, and the fact that you can only take 1 or 2 hits depending, it is so easy for you when you're trying to run it as a speed game to just completely flub a jump by a couple of pixels and land in the wrong spot. I mean, I can't even imagine this game casually. I mean, not using speed strats at all. I can only imagine 4-2. No, what's that? The creepy stage in the woods with the really good music. I forget what it's called. That's 3-2.
3-2. It's that's 3-2, and that one has the owls, right? That come out of nowhere.
And the bees and all that crud. I mean, like
there are bees high up in the trees. There are bees, and you don't know it because you don't see it when you watch other people run. And then you're doing it casually, like, oh, okay, I'm furball. I'll just climb this tree. All of a sudden, bees aggro you. It's like, wait, no, there is no bees in this game. I've watched every single race of the tournament so far. I haven't seen a single bee, and all of a sudden, I find like this beehive, and I'm dead. And I'm like, all right, whatever. But we have.
I mean, the music.
Yeah, go ahead.
The music and graphics are really good. The controls are fine. It's just unfair. That's the biggest gripe I have with this game. Is just, I mean, as a speed game, it's frustrating. As a casual game, it's unfair. Like, it's not a game I would say I don't recommend, but of the 3 SHI tournament games that I've played, and at least from what I saw of roller games and wacky races, this is the worst game. I don't even think it's close.
So, honest opinion here. Gloves are off. You know, this is SHI tournament after dark. Your opinion matters. for like another game. Not a specific game, but a type of game. Like, what factors would have to play into this game to make it less frustrating for all, but also, I guess one, I don't want people needing to practice this game 4 hours a night to compete or even finish the game. And then 2, I want something that's a little bit more casual that everybody can at least complete, if not win. And 3,
If
like
you-
maybe not a platformer. So if you have any suggestions at all, like please.
I would say Entrance Shuffle Key Sanity is a good casual game. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not sure. I've been thinking about it. I mean, the odds of me getting the draw in the lottery are pretty slim, but I have a couple games in mind. There's a few in particular on the NES, but I kind of think it's time for the shit to get out of the dark ages. I think whoever nominates some games this month needs to nominate some 16-bit. I think it's time for some Super Nintendo and some Sega Genesis love in here.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, because that is something that's on the, like, if we had to really define what games we could pick, it would have to be within that 8-bit, 16-bit era, because not everyone can play anything above that, or not every game can be emulated above that. Like, we'll have issues getting 16 people to be able to run a game on other systems, but yeah, the Super Nintendo Genesis era, I mean, that's always been there. In fact, if I ever had a pick, I know what I'm picking, and it's on the Super Nintendo, so... You know,
it's either that or we nominate Dragster and we just have a Dragster tournament.
Dragster.
I mean, that works too.
I mean, I see somebody, Mighty Tooth in chat mentioned Gimmick, and Gimmick is a game that comes up a lot, but I also feel like Gimmick has also been run enough since the last Big 20 to be like, you know, okay, it doesn't fit the standard description of this tournament. But again, maybe we do have to go a little bit off the description just for everyone to have fun. So.
Well, I mean, Gimmick is a really good game. I mean, Gimmick is a frustrating game for different reasons. Like when you mess up in Tiny Toon, it feels like it can be unfair at times. Like you can execute and the game will just say, nope, fuck you, you hit the hitbox. Whereas Gimmick, when you mess up, it's entirely on you. Like I learned Gimmick last year, ran it for about 0.5 seconds. My PB is garbage and I haven't touched it since. And if we were going to do Gimmick, we'd have to do any percent because the best ending is way too hard casually, let alone as a speed run. You would have too many people forfeiting. But anyways, that's a really good game that I think anybody who wants to try a game that was never released in America should give it a shot. I mean, it's an amazing game. I don't think it'd be good a good choice for this tournament because it's such a high execution game with the star jumps and the physics that you would have to practice it 4 hours a day to put up a sub 7, sub 8 time. You know, it's just not feasible for a lot of people. Like I think Panic Restaurant, what really grabbed me about that game was that it was an easy to learn game with enough of a skill curve that if you did practice, your time would improve, but that didn't necessarily mean that somebody who didn't put in as much time in couldn't win. And it made for really close races. It didn't necessarily mean that just because you practiced a ton, you were automatically going to win. It just one bad, the shrimp and the walk stage or something like that could set you back. So I'm looking forward to the next nominations. I made the horrible mistake of saying, oh, Tiny Toon Adventures, that sounds like a really cool casual game to learn, and I never even tried it. I just voted for it.
And a lot of people voted for it based on videos and more specifically like the world record run. So people were looking at the time it took to complete, and people were looking at how easy the person who had the world record made it look. What is your recommendation for people in the tournament? And just for like, okay, 3 games get nominated. How should we all approach the nominations, and how much time should we give, just so like everyone could have a chance to play the game? Be like, all right, well, I've played Tiny Toons for like 2 hours, and I already know I don't want to play this game. So,
yeah, I knew it the second I tried to play this. The very first time I knew this was going to suck.
Which was already after the vote, right?
Yeah, and the biggest thing with me is I had so much stuff going on that I couldn't put in as much time as I would have liked. This particular tournament, I'm lucky I didn't sink because I did not put as much time as I should have. For a game of this technical skill level, you have to put in the time. So that's my recommendation is to those people nominating. Don't nominate games that you think you'd be good at, per se. Nominate a game that is going to be a fun game for you to learn, but that everybody's going to enjoy learning. That's all I care about. I don't care if it's a game that's fun, like funny, like Panic Restaurant or roller games, or if it's a lot of fun to play casually like Yume. I mean, it just needs to be a game that is going to be fun for everybody in the tournament to learn, because that's going to bring all of us, this inspiration to learn it, to put the time into practice, and we'll have an epic tournament.
Yeah, and I do want everyone to enjoy themselves, to want to play the game, want to do their races and all that. And we have very few races to begin with, but this game was enough of a problem for, a majority of the people. And this never happened in any of the tournaments, so I didn't know if it was just boring growing old, or the game was actually really just that much of garbage where people just didn't want to do it. Actually, I have a better question for you.
Okay.
And you have to answer in your best Mike Tyson voice. What is your favorite? What is your favorite canned good?
Ooh, let's see. Canned goods. Shit. That's a good one. Hold on, I got to think about this. I can't even Mike Tyson yet. I got to think about it. Well, it's easy. It's cranberry sauce. Cranberry sauce.
So you like cranberry sauce over like SpaghettiOs with meatball, beef ravioli, pork and beans, tuna?
It's easier if I talk like this. I could just say SpaghettiOs. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, yeah, brother. You are 4-1 in the Zelda 1 randomizer. Dig it.
Well, see, the thing about Zelda randomizer is that, it's a lot of fun, but it's random, so you don't know, where everything is. If you can guess that one, because that was terrible. If you can guess that one, Larry, then you
made me want to do a Dusty Rhodes impression.
It's not a wrestler, although I don't know if he's ever been in like a wrestling movie.
Well,
he's an actor.
I'll tell you one thing, baby. You are 4-1 in the Zelda 1 championship, you see? And you'll be clubbering your opponents after the break.
I will say that despite the fact that I didn't put in as much time on this game as I probably should have, that I am very disappointed with my PB. I'm not going to retire this game yet. I want to get a sub 17, and then I'm going to retire this game.
There's a certain person who did did the commentary on the restream with me prior to this, who's also listed on the layout for no apparent reason, since I never changed it, who doesn't want to quit this game until he beats D-Pad Danny's time. So he has a little bit of vengeance that D-Pad Danny was better in this game than him. And
I just feel like even though I didn't put in as much time as I should have, I still put in enough time that I'm very disappointed in my PB. And I'd like to have a posted time for each game we've run. I just think it's a point of pride. It's something to remember each tournament by. And I mean, that's the great thing. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think that's like a flash mob mentality that we wanted to do originally. Be like every month we're adding 8 to 16 names on the board. We only had like 5 to begin with.
Well, I just think it's kind of cool as like a badge of honor, so to speak. Even if your time's not great, I mean, it takes a lot for somebody to pick up a game they've never played before, to learn it in a week's time and compete in a tournament. I mean, that's what drove me to want to join this tournament in the first place. And even a game as frustrating as this, or as free as you may, whatever you want to say, the next game's going to be, I think that's what makes this tournament great. I think that's like legit. This tournament is unlike any other tournament I've ever seen on Twitch, and
it's got personality.
It does, man. It has personality, but it also brings a whole different type of challenge. It's kind of like those blind races that you see all the time on Best of Nest and Speed Gaming and stuff, except for the biggest difference is that we're not blind, but we haven't been running this game for 3 years either.
And other people haven't been seeing this game run for 3 years, and that was more
exactly.
It was a group of the mentality of this tournament derived by Dig Shake, myself, and even Bent Glass Tube was, just buddies racing a game, and make it different every single time, just mini tournaments. And it's come
I know Bad Breaks.
Yeah, go ahead.
Bad Breaks did that with Beautiful Joe one day. He hit up myself and Random Effect and said, "Hey."
Yeah.
And we never played the game before, and it was a huge mistake. I think the only person who finished it took him 9 hours to finish, but it was a lot of fun going into it. If I'd had time to learn the game ahead of time, it would have made it even more fun. And I think that's like the epitome of what this tournament is. This tournament is amazing. And if you're a runner out there who's not part of this, and an opening opens up for the next tournament, sign up, man. Let Larry know you want to play. Let Dig Shake know you want to play. and get in this thing, man. It's a special thing, and we, you know, it's all for the lulz and for the fun, but at the same time, it's just kind of unique, and it's a lot of fun to be a part of every month or every couple of months.
And every once in a while, somebody races and we say their name and tell them what they're doing in the game. It's amazing. But thank you. And little bit, I know. Thanks for talking about the tournament, and I appreciate your kind words and suggestions and all that. But I honestly do want you to plug your things going on here with Zelda 1 and Link to the Past Randomizer, because talk about something special. You you crushed Link to the Past Randomizer, and you were in the final 4.
I don't know how. It's funny because group play finished up about 2 weeks ago, and I got really, really sick right before Thanksgiving, and I lost 2 matches because I didn't want to reschedule them because I'm a stubborn old bastard.
I do remember
and,
that, yeah.
I was dead in the water. I was probably going to finish in 3rd or 4th place in my group, and then the last place guy beat the top seed and set a chain reaction of events that allowed me to have a race off to get into the final. And in that race off, my opponent had a lead at Ganon, 1 silver arrow away from beating me, and he fell.
I remember that.
And if he hadn't fallen, I would have been out of the tournament. He would have won.
That was the play-in, or was that in the in a round?
That was the tiebreaker to go on to the bracket stage.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We both finished 2 and 2.
Oh, I thought that was the prior round to this.
So, it was the prior round of the brackets.
Okay.
We tied in group play, and yeah, if he finishes Ganon off, I'm out of the tournament. So he falls. I move on, and 5 races later, I'm sitting in the final 4, and I really have it's kind of insane because, it's kind of cool to be a part of the biggest tournament on speed gaming right now. I mean,
yeah.
It's helping my channel grow, and more than that, it's just a lot of fun. Link to the Past is my all-time favorite game. And I suck at the vanilla speedrun compared to how I am with Zelda 1 and Zelda 2. I'm very mediocre in comparison to the greats in A Link to the Past. And just to be able to say, hey, but there's that one time that I was in the Link to the Past randomizer tournament and I got top 4. And, the names that are not in this tournament anymore, TGH, ACMLM, Andy. I mean, I could name off.
The Alan Heffley from the University of Kentucky.
Alan Heffley. Yeah. I mean, the names I could name off in this tournament, the guys who are not in it anymore, I don't feel like I belong, but I'm just going to enjoy the ride and see how far I can go. And it is kind of really remarkable to still be in it.
All right. Do you have a schedule for the next match or no?
Not yet. It'll be against AJ Neb. I'm not sure how he pronounces that. We just call him Ben. He's the defending champion.
Yes. I saw his name in the Houlihan room.
He's going to destroy me. But I'm going to do the best I can. Honestly, I thought Kyong92, the guy I just beat, was the favorite to win the whole thing once TGH got bounced out. And I somehow beat him. So that's given me a lot of confidence that I might have a chance. Yeah.
It was best
so
of 3.
I'm just going to do the best I can, man, and see what happens. I mean, I owe it to myself, and I owe it to my viewers and to the communities that I've been a part of, man. The communities have really been there for me since I was nobody. And if it wasn't for all of the support I've received from everybody going up, I wouldn't be in this position to begin with. So,
and the Angry Larry Discord channel and the Little Z Discord channel and all the other Discord channels will properly promote that race. Do you know who you owe the win to, though? It was
who do I owe? Oh yeah, Meta Sigma all the way.
It was to that guy you did the impression of that you never told us who the impression was of, and Chad is clamoring to know.
Oh, that was a really, really terrible Jennifer Lawrence. No, I'm just kidding. Christopher Walken impression.
All right. I think somebody did say Christopher Walken in chat. Let's scroll up a little bit. Oh, Mighty Tooth nailed it. Do you do that normally?
Mighty Tooth, the man.
Yeah. So best of luck to you, man, on all that stuff. Yeah, go ahead.
One other thing I wanted to say real quick before I let you go. Tomorrow is the Zelda 1 randomizer race off for all the 2 and 3 contestants to see who moves on. I'll be doing the commentary along with fellow tournament member Random Effect. That'll be at 2:30 on Speed Gaming. And the reason I'm plugging that here, besides the fact that Dig Shake and Buzz Thunder are in the tournament, and it should be a lot of fun to watch. I actually think Buzz is in the race off, isn't he?
He is, and he actually did alter his schedule a little bit so he can actually make it.
BGT was in the tournament. A lot of really good runners were in the tournament, and FAP. But anyways, after that race off, we'll be making an announcement that for Zelda 1 fans, they're not going to want to miss, and it's going to be on Speed Game, and it's going to be hype. It's something that I've been working on for a few months that I can't go into too much details with yet. But
nice.
If you know me, you know what it probably is, and we're really excited to bring this to the community. It's been a long time coming, and the community deserves it. So you guys will see all that tomorrow, and it should be pretty hype.
So that's awesome. But you said 2:30. Is that your time?
Yeah, I'm sorry. 2:30 Pacific, 5:30 Eastern, I believe.
Oh, so they moved it up from 4 o'clock?
I believe so. I don't know if Random's in chat.
No, he had to leave.
Let me see. Hang on one second. I've got it.
Because they were promoting 4 p.m. Eastern yesterday, and I just had to make sure that Buzz knows because I think he planned around that time that they were telling him.
Okay, yeah, you're correct. You're correct. I'm sorry. It is 4 o'clock Eastern,
okay.
1 o'clock Pacific. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's good. Well, I don't want you to be late then, so you're welcome.
Yeah, I show up and the race is already over. I'm like, oh, damn.
But okay, so congratulations, man. Best of luck. We'll be listening to that that announcement tomorrow. Have fun calling that race, and we'll talk, I'm sure, more every day. Thanks
a lot, man, for doing the restream and the commentary. GG, coach. I'm sorry I couldn't give you a better race. This game sucks.
Well, actually, you know what? Really quick. Right at the end of that race, Buzz got hit on his way to Monty. If he took one more hit, you would have started World 6, and he would have just been like 2 steps into World 6 after he respawned. So
really?
That was like right there at the end before you did all those deaths in World 6. Like at that moment, if Coach took a hit at the Monty fight, you guys would have been right there. You just would have been like a little bit behind him, and it was anybody's race to win. So don't go thinking you get crushed in that race or anything. You put yourself in a position to be right there if Coach took one death at the end. So it was a good race to watch, actually.
I'll have to watch it back. I mean, Coach is one hell of an opponent, and that's just nice to know I was at least competing, if nothing else.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks again, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, Larry. Have a good night, man.
You too. Have a good one.